As floodwaters rushed into Marcel Ackerman's home in the Sumas Prairie, he knew the road to rebuilding would be murky. With no insurance and government funds months away, he turned to his bank, RBC, for a loan.
Basically was denied 5 weeks into it altogether. They just said they're not going to lend us anything. They need to assess the property value out here and whatnot, and they can't do that, so they're not lending any money.
The family of 3 own their home, 2 barns they use for their welding business, and 20 hectares of fertile farmland worth millions. It made little sense.
I just lost faith in everything. I says, you know what, let's just kick us when we're down.
Ackerman says RBC told him they couldn't get appraisers into the flood area. 2 other Abbotsford families who banked with other financial institutions were given similar reasons when their loans were being denied. But the organization representing appraisers says they take direction from the banks.
We're not the drivers of this. We're always working under a terms of reference that's provided to us.
Lindsay Kay says CIBC gave her the runaround for weeks. Finally, her mortgage broker told her banks had suspended all appraisals in the area. They had concerns about soil contaminants and how the floods would affect her home's value in future.
It's the they're like in-your-face realization that this is potentially a bad investment.
Tamsin Lyle researches flood risk. Immediately after a flood, she says house prices in hazard zones tend to drop dramatically. But with record home sales in the Fraser Valley the past year, appraisers say that might not last.
In my experience in 30 years, the values seem to kind of pause, and then 3, 6, 12 months later, the markets becomes cautiously active again.
That's what Ackerman and other families in the area are counting on.
When you have assets and they're not going to let you borrow against them, land is land, water's gone.
No one was available for an interview from any of the banks or credit unions in question. But in a statement, RBC says they are continuing to look at viable options to help. CIBC says it recognizes industry-wide delays and are working as quickly as possible. Just a few hours after our story was published online this morning, Lindsay Kay tells me she got a call from an appraiser sent from CIBC willing to move forward on her application. The others are still hoping for the same. Leanne Young, CBC News, Vancouver.